Hello, my Math 7 faithful. Welcome to our first lesson on inequalities. We just took our quiz on equations. Good news is when we go to solve inequalities, which are equations that have these signs instead of this sign, we're going to use the same process as we solved equations. So that part is going to be relatively easy. There's going to be a little bit of twists and turns as we go here, but overall it's going to be very, very similar to when we solved equations. Now, let's jump right in. Today we're going to be focusing on addition and subtraction inequalities. So just like before when we had addition and subtraction, right? If you see an addition inequality, you're going to subtract, and if you have a subtraction inequality, you're going to add. A couple words that we want to talk about that associate with inequalities, right? Less than, fewer than is a less than sign. Greater than, more than, exceeds, that's a greater than sign. Then you have these blended signs, which have a less than or equal to. So no more than as at most, right? Those kind of sound like greater than signs, but they're actually less than signs. Then you have greater than signs, greater than or equal to, also is no less than, is at least. So those sound like less than signs because they have the word less or least in them, but they actually mean greater than or more than or equal to. So let's jump into how to solve these inequalities. We have here a minus 3 is less than 8, so the opposite of minus 3 is plus 3. Those cancel. A is less than 11. But bam. Easy as that, just like when we solved equations. Decimals are no different. We have a positive 0.4 to get rid of. We're going to take it away. Take away 0.4. Bam, that disappears. Y is greater than or equal to. Notice I'm writing the same exact sign. You're going to want to write an equal to sign because you've been writing them for the whole chapter so far. But now we have to throw in these inequalities. So just be careful. Is it an equal sign? Is it a less than sign? Greater than sign? Whatever. 7 minus 0.4 is 6.6. Use your calculators to double check. Remember, you can keep plugging your answers in just like with equations. These should balance out just like before. 0.4 plus 6.6 is greater than or equal to 7, right? They should balance. When you check these, they should be equal. Now, with these, we have to solve them and we have to graph them. So let's take a look at what that looks like. So when I balance these, I'm going to do them over here because I have the graph here I need to do. So we're going to do the opposite of plus 4, which is minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. So our inequality is going to be h is greater than 0. I always put my number in the middle. I do one bigger. I do one smaller. And I just count by ones to make it easier. Now, greater than does not equal 0. So when I go to start this, I don't include 0, right? Don't include it. And which side is bigger than 0? This side. So when I go to shade the graph in, I shade in the bigger than side. Over here, we're going to add 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. X is less than or equal to 10. So same deal here. I'm going to put a 10 in the middle. 11 on the right. 9 on the left. Now this time, when I go to do this, this is less than or equal to. Since it equals the number, I have to fill it in. Normally when you graph not dots on a number line, this is terrible to do with a mouse, you put a solid dot. Back here, since it doesn't equal the number, I don't want to color it in. Since this does equal the number, I do want to color it in, okay? Now, which side is the less than side? Which numbers are smaller than 10? To the left, less than to the left. If you make an L, and you actually make an L with your left hand. That looks like my right hand, but it depends on the mirror. All right. Now, let's tackle a word problem. An elevator can hold 2,800 pounds or less. Okay, so the elevator can hold that amount or less. Right, solving an inequality describes how much more weight it can hold if it's currently holding this much weight. So it currently has this much weight. Oof, that's ugly. That's a 7. So to solve and find out how much extra weight it can hold, we're going to take this away. 2,375